Hey guys, it's Dan. So recently I've been getting a lot of questions about how to transition. Not specifically like how, I guess what people mean is like what measures do you have to take to kickstart your physical transition if you're choosing to go with hormones or whatever you're choosing to do. So the first thing would be to come out to the ones that you love. I mean, you don't have to, depending on your family situation, you might not be able to do that. And just some quick tips on coming out that I have. The number one thing is to educate people. A lot of times people don't accept things that they can't understand. So, you might get people tell you that this is not legitimate, it's a mental disorder that can be cured. That's not true. So I'm going to post some resources at the bottom of my videos that you could gladly print out or look over and to the ones you love. Also, it might be beneficial to write a letter. That's something I chose to do. I'm kind of a significant situation where everyone kind of knew. It was easy to tell from an early age, but a lot of people, they don't know. So I think it's really good to get your feelings out there on paper and, maybe leave a letter for your mom or your dad or whoever you're going to tell. Also, it can be hard to transition when people know you for a really long time. They don't want to accept it. They want to think that they know what's best for you, but only you know what's best for yourself. So, I also want to say, when it comes to coming out, it's not a quick process. You might come out and people won't accept it for months, or I know with myself, like, it happened pretty quickly, but I know a lot of people where they've been out for like a few years and their parents still don't call them the correct pronouns and they don't accept it. So I just don't want you to come out and just be depressed and unsatisfied, because it is a slow process, so it's going to take some time. So that's what I'm going to say about that. If you need any more tips about coming out, you can just leave me a message and I'll get back to you. But when it comes to starting transitioning, I guess you could say, what to do. First, I would recommend looking to see if there's any support groups in your area, LGBT. I know I went to a trans group. I'm from Philadelphia, and we actually have a lot of great resources there, so I feel bad. I wish other places had the resources that Philadelphia does. But, look for a support group that, even if it's not just a trans group, maybe it's an LGBTQ group, LGBT, whatever, that you can go there and discuss with other people that might not be going through the same exact experience you're going through. But it's good to have people to talk to about things. You don't want to bottle up all your feelings inside. And if you can't do that, I would suggest just writing about it in a journal or starting a blog, because the worst thing you can do is feel like you have to keep all these secrets and the way you feel locked inside yourself. So, second, I would recommend seeing a therapist. With me, I had a hard time finding a gender therapist at first, and I felt like I went to a lot of therapists and I knew what I was talking about, but they didn't know how to help me because they weren't really experienced with working with trans people. So, if I were you, if you live in a place where you can find someone that specializes in gender, LGBT stuff, I would definitely go there, because they're going to be able to direct you in the best place and help further along the transition. I mean, like, I went to a few therapists, and then when I finally did find the therapist I ended up going to, within a few months of seeing her, I had been recommended for hormones, and I'd been trying to do that for 2 years plus. So, just try to avoid going in circles, and if you aren't lucky enough to be able to find a trans or gender therapist, just go to a regular therapist, and it's helpful to have someone to talk to about what you're going through, give you some insight on things like coming out and how to do certain things, and pretty much I would just say that's where to start. Start with some groups or some people to talk to, or writing about it and just documenting things. You need to let your feelings out And then from there, I would go try to find a therapist, because the therapist is going to help you with so many things. They're going to help you get your hormones if you want to go on hormones. They're going to help you change your name if that's what you want to do. I know my therapist helped me change my ID to male right away, and helped me get my hormone letter and directed me in the right place, and I got on hormones. So hopefully you can find someone like that. If not, there are plenty of organizations that you can call up and talk to. There's one called PFLAG. It's P and then flag, so you might want to type that in. That's for parents and such. And, you know, coming out to people, because the big thing is now, if you want to be on hormones and stuff, you have to be out. I mean, it kind of sucks because a lot of people don't have the right living situation, but when you do this, it's something that is, for the most part, irreversible. I mean, you can stop taking the hormones, but some changes are going to stay, and they're not going to go away, and they want to make sure that's exactly what you want. So, like I said, I would come out, I'd find some support groups, and I'd find a therapist. And if you have any questions, if you live on the East Coast, close to Philadelphia or anything like that, definitely contact me, and I can point you in the right direction. Alright, so I know this is kind of quick, but I hope maybe I've given someone some insight and could help someone. Alright, later.